And that's what our
And you're happy eating for it too.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's so again, teabagged by life and eating. If your ultimate goal is to be on the path to happiness,
You just smile a little
that's
bit. You're
all.
like,
That's all. That you're gonna get fed, and the world is gonna teabag you.
No.
Constantly.
Everybody wants to be something they're not and have shit they ain't got. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Just be nice. You don't have to be that guy. Show some respect. Just be a person. Love one another. You don't
slap.
need a reason.
Bam! There we go. Welcome to another exciting episode of Brain Snacks with Jax and
Max.
Boom. We're gonna be building on the topic of conversation that we started last episode, stuck in life. Which last episode we talked about redefining success, and now we're gonna touch base a little bit more on defining
your goals.
Yes. So
It's the first step.
how do you know where you're going and where you want to be if you don't have a clearly defined path? So whenever you're planning out your success story, your ultimate life story, what are they going to say at your eulogy? Were you a great theologian? Yeah.
That's a big word.
I know, right?
That's a really
My
big
mother's
word.
an English teacher. I credit her with all that.
Theologian. I'm gonna have to get you for that definition. after this.
Theologian. Well, no, somebody that studies religion.
So theology.
But the person that would study theology
Is
would
a-
be a theologian.
Wow, that's almost as crazy as Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
Shout out to Chattanooga, Tennessee, everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
It's
Get
a
on
great town.
that train, bruh.
I love Chattanooga so much.
It's okay.
Okay.
I don't want to get shot, so I don't go there often.
Well, then your goal is not to go there. One of my goals that I'm defining is to go to Chattanooga more.
Ooh.
It's a little sketch.
Yeah. But defining your goals and even redefining current goals. So again, we talked about redefining success, but what if you're on a path, you have this end goal set up, like myself, my wife and I, we started Gypsy Riot with a goal in mind. Our goal was we were going to build this up, this band. We're going to tour relatively regionally, southeast for the most part. And we're going to go out. This is how we're going to make our living. We're going to play music. We're going to rock out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to party band.
Yeah.
So we go out, we do that, wildly successful. And that was an end goal because my wife and I, we weren't married at the time, but we were just like pretty much, yeah, this is me and her for forever. That's how it's going to be. So we were planning our whole life, our whole future based on this one goal, which was we get to play music together. We get to share all aspects of our life together, and we get, we work together. Share everything. It's going to be awesome.
End game.
And again, that was our end life result. Like, we're going to do this until we can't do it anymore. And then we're going to retire happy. Well, life throws you unexpected curveballs.
Yes, it does.
Unexpected balls coming from life.
Yes, life does have big balls, and it does like to throw them at you.
And I believe you talked about teabagging last time. You ever get teabagged by life? Who here at home hasn't
Have you been teabagged by life?
Oh man, we need to make. That's going to be an infomercial. We need an infomercial. Have you been
Write that
teabagged
down.
by life?
Teabagged from life.
Yes. Dustin, would you make a note? Teabagged by life infomercial. Sure. We're going to make a lawyer commercial on that. Yeah.
We're also going to get a billboard.
Oh yes. Oh, Alexander Shannara ain't going to have nothing.
It's going to be for Brain Snacks. But
Yes.
love it.
So no. Again, I like that analogy. We get teabagged by life. It's not necessarily a good thing, unless you're into teabagging. Then yeah, I guess it could be a good thing. But that's not the analogy that I'm going for. Life throws you a curveball. And what happened with Gypsy Riot is guitar player left, which isn't the end of the world. Drummer left, which isn't the end of the world. wife gets vocal nodules. Kind of puts a damper on your lead singer not being able to sing. So at that point, our goals didn't change.
They have to though.
But they had to be redefined because we still knew that we were still going to play music.
Mm-hmm.
We still knew that I, at the time, had the ability to continue playing music. And I had the opportunity to go and join the Velcro Pygmies. And when they offered me the gig, staying true to my original goal, I would not sign on to play bass for the Velcro Pygmies unless my wife was able to be there with me.
And she is. So you successfully redefined what you needed to do.
Exactly. However, the goal still is, we've gotten back to or close to the original goal, which is where we share all aspects of our life, playing music together, working together. We've gotten mostly back to that, but we still don't play full time together because I'm primarily, again, the bass player for the Velcro Pygmies. But to help bridge that divide between the original goal and the newly redefined goal was building the bridge with an acoustic guitar. Because
and you talked a lot. You said you're a very adaptable person, which is exactly what you've done.
Well, it's not that I'm necessarily adaptable. It's adapting.
You had the ability to do what you walk in the walk.
Yeah,
is basically what you're saying.
It's about taking.
You should trust this man.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I'm one thing I do not appreciate being called is lazy. There's one thing I will never be is lazy. I might have an off day, one or maybe one day a week. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna binge watch something today. Let's watch the 3rd season of Ozark. Yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, it almost every day the wheels are turning. I've got something going on. I'm always working towards, again, that original goal. And then again, it's like a redefined sub goal is, what we're doing with the Pygmies. But in order to get back to that first original goal, I had to learn how to play acoustic guitar. As a bass player, again, I've been playing bass most of my life at this point, but I'm not much of a guitar player. Still not great.
But your creativity prevailed. And that's part of, like, for creative people, redefining your goals can just mean that you found a creative solution to a problem, basically, because life has a tendency to teabag you. Yeah. So when it does, you trust yourself enough to not panic and just simply find a new course or bridge a new gap that will get you to your goal, to your big goal. So you want to have your relationship with your big goal still there.
Yes.
But realizing that you have to do the dirt work and you have to actually, take what life does give you because it's not always a dream. Mm-hmm. So,
well, sometimes it is most definitely a nightmare, and life is never going to be super easy for you. I mean, a lot of people think that things have just been thrown at me and my wife because I'm playing in the Velcro Pygmies now. And while there are definite perks, it does not by any means mean that my wife and my relationship hasn't suffered because of it. The fact that currently, primarily due to the current pandemic and lockdowns, a lot of the gigs that the Pygmies are playing aren't, there are several of them that are private functions, which is not a gig that we would necessarily sell merch at. Me and my wife handle the merchandising for the Velcro Pygmies, for those of you that haven't seen any prior episodes. So we handle the merchandising. My wife handles the merchandising while I'm on stage. I print the merch, and we make a little extra side income.
You do.
Make a little extra side come on this just to help pad our pocketbooks. And what ends up happening right now is that she hasn't been on the road for the last 3 weeks. She came out last night to the show, which was awesome because I missed her. Pretty face. I was looking off camera at her, by the way, guys.
She walked in the room.
But it's been rough for the last couple of weekends. Again, you spend every day of your life, the last 10 years, pretty much with the same person. When they're not there, I don't feel necessarily complete.
Right.
She is as much a part of me as, again, any aspect of my life. So not being with her, not seeing her has really put a strain on our relationship.
Well, you're definitely not lazy. That's for sure. I mean, man just gets home from Tallahassee?
No, Tallahassee's this coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
I got back from Dalton, Georgia.
Anyways, I mean, you played your ass off last night. Mm-hmm. Come back immediately back to work.
Yeah, but I'm just a lazy jagoff, fake ass musician.
A fake ass cover musician.
Oh well. I guess I'll just have to learn to live with myself.
Yeah, we all do.
But also, again, going back to goals and defining goals and then being able to redefine and adapt your goals. Again, I didn't set out to be a cover musician.
Right.
I mean, did you?
No, and I don't even know. I don't know what's going to happen yet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's the thing.
See,
I'm comfortable with that.
We both have a wide world of options in front of us as far as being a musician goes. You have a little bit more since you're a little bit younger than me. Right. Being 36, again, I don't have my ambitions have changed, which means that my goals have shifted. Doesn't mean that I don't want to still be successful as a musician. It just means that my goals have shifted as pertaining to how I define success.
Right.
So again, what do I define as success as? Well, I've been playing music for a living for 11 years. So,
hell yeah.
Boom. Yeah. That's a success. I'm not working a regular 9 to 5. Now, I technically only work 2-3 days a week, on average 3 days a week with the Velcro Pygmies. But how much additional time am I spending on the road, traveling? And then there's the cost of travel and all this other stuff.
It's not glamorous, man.
I mean, a lot of people think it is. It's not so much.
It's super.
Dustin's seen it. You live it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you earn that mohawk, man. It's super punk, man, to just be completely outside of the machine, you know?
Societal norms, man. We don't need that. And we're not advocating that you deviate from the societal norms. What we're saying is I mean, okay, let's be real. I mean, societal norms are lame.
Well, they can be if they're unchecked.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's like you can't. You have to surround yourself with people who want to bring you up and actually bring you closer to your goals in order to even have a chance of succeeding. Unless you're just a super, self-sufficient like person, you're gonna have to have people around you that are like-minded. So that's that helps you.
Yeah. But like I said, my goals are still remain, again, be successful at playing music. That's what I want to do for a living. But again, the end goal isn't necessarily getting signed and playing stadium tours worldwide. Now, would that be awesome? Yeah, as long as it's me and my wife doing it.
Yeah,
let's go.
Because you can't, that's your goal.
But again, if falling short of that goal, like that's kind of an unrealistic goal at this point in my life. But again, shifting that goal and redefining it by going, well, I would be completely happy and feel like I am still successful if we just kept doing what we're doing, which is playing music together, playing music for a living.
Yeah, you have to
and being in control ultimately of our own destiny, which, not being so beholden to a corporate structure. Yeah, exactly. Taking that fiat currency out of the equation for the most part. Again, everybody's going to struggle financially at some point in their life. And, is it the easiest thing for us to deal with? Just playing music for a living? Yeah.
Of course not.
No. But it may not be as monetarily rewarding.
But it's fulfilling, though. It's the point. Fulfilling.
Yeah. And when you define your goals, that is a very excellent point that you brought up, fulfillment. When you're defining your goals and you're defining success, really take a look at how that success translates into happiness in life.
Think
fulfillment.
About, what do they call it? The golden handcuffs. Think about these.
Ooh, I don't know.
These CEOs, or just wealthy people in general who do something that they hate, but they're very successful.
Yeah.
Monetarily with it. So they're, they call it golden handcuffs, I guess, because it's just like all these problems and no fulfillment. It's like you're just completely empty. You're a shell of a person that has a lot of money. So, I mean, in order to feel successful, you have to be connected with yourself and what's going to fulfill you most. And you're obviously really in touch with that, and that's why you're so successful. In my opinion, I mean, you don't need my opinion to feel successful, but I'm just saying, you know, I look up to you in that way because I feel like you're on the other side, and I'm trying to see myself as that same way. So.
Well, again, when I was your age, that was right about the time that my goals shifted completely because I had an original band. We wrote some great music, and I ended up getting fired from that band because I was a drunk degenerate. That we'll talk about sobriety another day.
That was a different goal you had to redefine.
Oh, and then some. But what ended up happening was my goal was to play music for a living. And whenever I was so jaded and so brought down by that experience, I felt betrayed. Whether or not I was fired, whether it was warranted or not, was regardless. It was. I didn't feel it was a fireable offense, and I was so jaded by that situation. I was just like, you know what? I'm done playing music.
Right.
And I went to work.
And that kills a lot of people too. It's like one small hiccup, and it's like, you know.
I've been cussing. This is why we've got the pinch harmonics, right?
Yeah.
We'll beep it.
But because people don't like, and that could very easily have been the end for somebody. Mm-hmm. But for you, you were ingrained enough to where you wanted to come back to it.
Well, I think.
I mean, I'm not sure what how long that period was. I'm just saying.
I think it's not so for me.
You found it.
For me, it's not been that I'm necessarily a musician for life. I'll be playing music for the rest of my life, regardless. For me, it's always. I think I came to the realization that I'm an entertainer. I'm a performer. Which is one of the reasons why I probably wanted to do a video podcast instead of just an audio podcast. Mm-hmm. But it had a lot to do with the realization hit me when I was working, 60, 70 hours a week as a store manager for Journey Shoes. And it's not that the job wasn't great. The benefits were great. Again, I'm 24 years old. I'm making $45,000. I'm making more than my mom was as a teacher at the time, and with benefits. And 401k package.
But you still don't have that.
But I wasn't fulfilled.
Right.
But the only reason I stayed at that job for as long as I did, I think, is because I had that human interaction. And I was performing in a way because I was selling something. And that's the way that I approached it. So regardless of if I had made the move and taken the first job opportunity I came across to play music for a living, if I hadn't taken that, I still would have probably ended up at least speaking in public at some point, just because I think that's who I know it now. But back then, maybe I wasn't 100% on it, but I realized it on a certain level that I was built to just interact with people.
Right. And that's cool because a lot of people don't get that chance to actually even know what they want to end up, ultimately doing because they get sold something.
Yeah.
And like you said, you were in a monetarily successful job and you had benefits and you had it by someone's standards. Mm-hmm. And if you have people around you that say, hey, you got it well off, like why you want to take the risk of, not having money or doing something that's not going to last or whatever. But that's the entrepreneurial spirit in you, that obviously prevailed. But I could see like, you see how people, with me too, with finding a job versus creating a career, that actually is going to fulfill you.
Yeah.
And that gets you one step closer to being happy.
Yeah. And that's what our
and you're happy eating for it too.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's again, teabagged by life and eating. If your ultimate goal is to be on the path to happiness,
you just smile a little bit.
That's all this. You're going to get fed, and the world is going to teabag you.
No, constantly.
But I guarantee you, again, at 36 years old, having fought through that entire storm of naysayers or people that say you'll never do this, or you'll never be successful, having fought through. Not just that, but again, my own personal demons in addition to that, but having fought through that and gotten to a point in my life where I can go, you know what? If it ended today, if I were to die today.
Fingers crossed that you don't.
Okay.
Because we just started this podcast.
Boom. That would be like
knock on the IKEA wood.
I'm pretty sure it would go viral if I keeled over right now, but we're not hoping for this. But having fought through,
don't even say that,
and survived, having fought through and survived through that whole storm, leading up to my goal is what led me to feel successful. Because if you don't struggle to succeed, then you don't feel
success. Like you earned it.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you earned it.
And I feel like where I'm at now, again, some of it, the fact that I ended up playing with the Velcro Pygmies, regardless of your thoughts on them as a band, again, I've gotten much farther in my career than I'm going to say 85% of musicians. And I'm not saying that in a negative or connotation to other musicians. I'm just saying that that's the path that I ultimately ended up on after fighting through and just sticking with, and then focusing on just being the best person I could be. Because I guarantee you 6 years ago, had I had the opportunity to join the Velcro Pygmies, they probably would have hired and fired me within a week.
Right.
Just because I was a train wreck of a drunk.
I never knew you then.
It just, well, no, that again, maybe we can have.
I know the new.
We'll have the Chrissy on.
Max.
We'll have the Chrissy on when we'll do a sobriety podcast one day, and we'll have her on to just go, yeah, here's some stuff you guys might want to know about your buddy Max War. He's a real piece of no, she doesn't hate me, and she tolerated me because she loved me back then, and now she only loves me a little bit more because of that.
My man loves everything.
Oh yeah,
it really is everything. It really is everything. Not to sound like a complete hippie, but
amen. I mean, hey, for such a dark and broody kid, you're getting awfully mushy over there. Oh no.
No, really though. It is a lot about love. I mean, in general, like whether it's love for family or love for what you do or both.
Again,
hopefully it's both for everyone.
And that's ultimately what we would like to help anybody listening at home or on the road. What we want to help you with is finding what's going to give you fulfillment and happiness and some measure of success in your life. Again, I'm measuring your success, or, measuring your planning goals to get to that success level. There are plenty of self-help podcasts out there that'll tell you about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or all these other, Bitcoin market share hack, whatever.
Yeah, startups.
We're not
five
here,
easy steps to this or whatever. There are no 5 easy steps.
No, and we're not here to necessarily try to help you out financially. I give you financial advice for musicians. God,
go see Dave Ramsey.
The fact that we have zero, we're throwing this podcast together with borrowed equipment.
Yeah,
for a very good production staff here.
Right.
But we're here to help you realize that you can be happy in life, that you don't have to be stuck where you are.
You don't have to be stuck where you at. You ain't got to be stuck where you at.
No, it's about helping you understand that you can move forward, and that if you accept that there are things in your life that you can't change.
You can't control everything.
You can control how you respond and how you react to other individuals.
You can control yourself.
Yes.
And that's what you were saying. Mm-hmm. And that's what the most important thing is you becoming the better version of yourself to meet new challenges.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if the self stays in the same spot, but you're just trying to do different things, then you'll do them poorly.
Oh, to use,
or you'll only do them to the abilities that you have right now. You'll never become better and then just rise and meet the new challenges.
Yeah, that's an excellent way of putting it. So it's about moving yourself forward in your own life and your own happiness, and finding contentment and fulfillment
in the small things.
Yes. Now that's not all this podcast is going to be about, obviously, because we joke around.
Yeah, quite a bit. We don't take ourselves seriously at all. I do a little bit.
No, we both do. Please, there's going to have to be a hard crop in, right? That was awesome. It was pretty good. But it's ultimately about building better relationships with each other and a better relationship with yourself, because the better you know yourself, the happier you're going to ultimately be. So let's go ahead. We're going to shut down this section. Let's move on to the next section. Yeah, I'm going to go take a piss, and then we'll move on to the next section of Stuck in Life.
Piss.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Yeah.
Did you subscribe?